What do you say when there are no words? Feel a song that's never been heard. How do you know when you hear the call? What do you do when you've done it all? Cannonball, 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 cannonball. It's not what you do, it's how you do. Be anything you want to be. It's not what you got, it's how you use it. You be you and I'll be me, it's just a matter of style. You can't fake it, mile after mile, feeling free. If you got the soul, you can make it. Move 'em out, let 'em roll, from sea to shining sea. Ball, cannonball.
Welcome back to episode 55. Today the car's going back to see Dennis at Classic and Retro Restorations in Chorley for its long overdue nut and bolt check. Whenever Dennis restores a Mini, he advises to bring it back after a given time or mileage so that the nuts and bolts can be checked to make sure that nothing's worked its way loose. These cars have such stiff suspension and can vibrate like crazy, even from new, so it's a sensible thing to get them checked out after a restoration. But with so much going on, I've not had the chance to bob back in with the car, so after nearly 2 years of being back on the road, this inspection is definitely long overdue. One thing that's always got in the way of driving is the weather. I've often put off work on the car due to inclement weather. I wanted to do everything that I could to help the car last forever, but the problem is we don't last forever, and tomorrow is never promised. So every day the car is locked away in the garage is another day that I've missed out driving it. I know a lot of time and effort and money has gone into the car restoration. It was never built as a show car, but a car to drive and have fun with, and if I don't drive the car, where's the fun in that? That's not to say that the next time there's a blizzard or a thunderstorm I'm going to rush out and take the car out for a spin. I'm still going to be a bit sensible because I know the car isn't a huge fan of bad weather. But if the car needs maintenance or if there's an upcoming car show that the car can make it to, I'm not going to let the weather stop me and take away all the fun. The weather's not great today, and normally this would have meant that the car stayed in the garage, but again, where's the fun in that? It will mean though that when the car's back home I'll probably have to go around with a towel and dry it off. I'm sure that will help with its longevity. But I'm also worried it probably won't last as long as throwing it away only for nice weather. Sad fact, last year the UK experienced 171 days where there was at least 1mm of rainfall. That's technically half the year I'm potentially missing out on driving the car. Add winter weather to those figures, and the window for fair weather driving shrinks even more. So anyway, the car is going for its inspection today regardless of the weather. It can be quite tricky when there's heavy rain and hail with such a tiny windscreen and little wipers, but again, I guess that's part of the fun of driving a Mini. You don't really get a chance to worry about the damage the weather's doing to your car because you're more focused on trying to see through a steamed up window while trying to avoid massive puddles which drown them little wheels. Dennis's place isn't too far away from where I live, but the weather was so much different. It wasn't raining, which is good because one thing that I'm always wary of is getting in and out of the car with wet feet. I can handle water on the outside, but definitely not on the inside. Once at Dennis's, the car went straight onto the ramps. The engine bay was looked at first. Surprisingly, everything seemed nice and secure. One thing that was found though was that the clutch fluid reservoir cap was broken. I had a lot of issues with this leaking from new, and it looks like the cap was to blame, which I'm a bit annoyed at because this was bought brand new and the fault caused the fluid to leak, which caused damage to the paintwork. A lot of new parts just don't seem what to scratch, but luckily Dennis had a few spares, so this issue's now been sorted, and the rest of the engine bay seemed fine. The wheels were checked for any play and everything seemed spot on. The radius arm nut was given a little tweak, and anything that had a grease nipple was given a top up. Underneath looked nice and healthy. The coating seems to be doing its job and is easy to wipe clean. With the car up in the air, it was easy to check everything like the exhaust, the brake pipes, the battery cable. Everything seemed nice and tight, and after a good once over it was job done. The car had started to dry off nicely at Dennis's, but on the way home it poured down. A combination of autumn leaves, tractor activity and wintry weather had left the car feeling very sorry for itself. Once it was back in the garage, I gave it a bit of a wipe down, and it's surprising how much water could collect, especially in the parts covered by the trim. These cars definitely need a good looking after, and I think I might have to invest in a proper cleaning kit.